Good afternoon and welcome to what we annual Junior Parade as part of the 81st Annual Edison Festival of Light. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge, longtime board member for the festival, alongside Richard Johnston, fellow board member and fellow Gator. Richard, it's great to have you on board this year.
Great to be with the springtime voice of the Red Sox, Ted Fitzgeorge, the king of JetBlue Park, and here on a wonderful day, upper 70s, beautiful sunshine, lovely breeze. This is nothing better than this, huh, Ted?
Sit back and relax. This is a great time. It's a beautiful family event. We've been down here since about 10 o'clock this morning. We had our fun run a bit earlier on. Probably close to 500 children from pre-K right on up to 4th and 5th grade. We ran anywhere from 100 meters to 1 mile. You would have needed a car for me if I were going to go anywhere near that distance. But now we just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy a beautiful day in Southwest Florida. It is the middle of February, February 10th, 84 degrees at parade time, and the Lee County Sheriff's Department leading the parade, the junior parade, on their motorcycles as they turn the corner from Lee Street on the 1st and make their way by us. We are located on the corner of 1st and Jackson. Thrilled this year to have Florida Southwestern University as part of our team. They are live streaming this parade on their website at the college. It is fsw.edu/parade, but if you're watching me, you already know that. So as the junior parade banner comes by, we get to talk about all the great stuff.
Well, the roar they just heard was the roar of the Lee County Sheriff's Office and Fort Myers Police Department, Harley-Davidson motorcycle units. And we just have the banner passing in front of us now, and now the color guard. Let's all get stand.
Color guard is here. And behind the color guard, of course, the beautiful horses, the equestrian patrol of the Lee County Sheriff's Department. The Lee County Sheriff's Department and, of course, the Fort Myers Police Department, very good friends of the festival. And we really couldn't do most of the events that we do. Look, they even brought one of their prisoners out to be part of the parade. It must be a work release program of some sort.
Well, got to keep them on the short leash there.
Then, of course, the Explorer Post 18 is up next as they train the police of the future.
With McGruff, the crime dog, in the front.
That's right. Say no to crime. Very nice.
Say hello to McGruff. Following the Sheriff's Department and the Police Explorers, the Sheriff's Unit, now Fort Myers Police Department, our first responders.
You know, we get a chance to talk to these guys a lot during these 2 to 3 weeks that we do all of the festival events, and they really enjoy coming out and being part of the festivities. This is the Seminole Gulf Railway. This is Gordon and Susan Fay. Neither one of the Fays riding in the truck this year, which is unfortunate, but I will see all of the Fays out at JetBlue Park because they are huge Red Sox fans. Sanibel Police up next. Followed of, look at that. They look kind of young to be police women, but then they are followed by a state trooper. And here is our first, well, I guess we'd call him a celebrity. He is the mayor of Fort Myers, Randy Henderson, the Honorable Randall Henderson, and his beautiful wife, Ginny.
Yep, Ginny Randy.
It's always a pleasure to see the mayor. He is a true friend of the festival. Hello,
blow
Randy
kisses.
and Ginny, very much.
Good to see y'all.
Good to see both of you. That's great. Thank you so much for being a part. Right behind Fort Myers' newest city councilman, Kevin Anderson, also a board member with us.
Brown.
And Teresa Watkins Brown. I love me some Teresa, and she is, of course, a longtime board member as well. And then Saeed Kazemi. And Saeed, Richard, I don't know how much you've been involved, but with all of the different changes that we've had to make with the parade route, we could not do it without this man right here.
Well, he does make the city go, as they say.
Followed up is our president this year, John McGee. President John McGee, his beautiful wife, Tracy, and it's good to see both of them. John worked hard. Now he gets to enjoy the fruits of his labor on the back of the car. Gina Sabiston, the Edison pageant president. A couple of beautiful
Gina, good
ladies.
to see you. She got her 2 nieces there with her.
And next up, the Edison pageant of light royalty. This is the Queen. The Queen is Chelsea Carter. She's actually a past queen, apparently. And Chelsea will be with us later on inside, and she will be helping crown the newest junior king and queen of Edisonia.
Special thanks always to Sam Galloway, who provides those great convertibles for the ride up and down the parade route.
Cars and the trucks, and Sam III is up in New York this weekend celebrating his birthday, but without the Galloway family of Ford dealerships, we could not put this parade on. This is the junior royalty float.
Sponsored by Suncoast Credit Union.
The outgoing king and queen up on the back of it, and there's the parents of the king and queen, Judge Nick Thompson and his beautiful wife, Shanae.
I note that the king is still
Try
wearing
to
sporting shades.
pick out the clown in this picture, is what I want to know. And here comes the Fort Myers High School Green Wave Marching Band.
My alma mater, gotta love it.
Now, RJ, we've had to change our routes because of the construction down here this year. Normally, our team is set up a little further down First Street, where they're coming from, on the other side of the street.
You get that good view of the Caloosahatchee River along with the parade route.
What we want that NBA to see is that this is where the cameras are, and they need to stop and play their music up there.
Pride of Lee County, Fort Myers Green Wave. Go Greenies.
So now we have a bit of a break in the parade here, so we get a chance to talk a bit about what it is that we do. We are celebrating the life and times of Fort Myers' most famous part-time resident. He is, of course, Thomas Alva Edison.
Since 1885, Edison spent time in Lee County enjoying himself. And he used to say something that was at the top of the news press each day. There's only one Fort Myers.
That's right.
And 90 million people are going to
find out about it. And we like to think that over the years we've had that many people at our parades and our events, and they've enjoyed that. Thomas Edison, of course, uncommon friends. He would spend his winters down here with Firestone and
Ford
and Henry Ford. And the Edison and Ford estates are just down the road from where we are now. It is a breezy day, so I know the folks watching on the internet as we live stream this can probably hear the wind, but it is 84, 85 degrees. It is February 10th, and we could not have asked for a nicer day. We are surrounded by palm trees, seated basically in front of the Sidney and Vern Davis Art Center, which is the old federal courthouse building here in Fort Myers.
And if you're going to be tuning in from somewhere like Duluth, Minnesota, or the UP of Michigan,
all of those places that have been 60 below for the last couple of weeks.
It's a short plane ride down to Fort Myers. You can enjoy yourself. Talking about Thomas Edison, we're on the eve of his birthday. His birthday's the 11th. And tomorrow there'll be an Edison birthday party at the Edison Ford Estates, which is a lot of fun.
He would have been, what, 173? 173, I believe, this year. So he looks good for his age.
And Mina. Oh.
And Mina she's a hot little number. She was right from the beginning. So next up, we have the holistic homeschoolers of Southwest Florida. They have been homeschooled in the art of cartwheels down the open road, which we like to see. This is the family portion of our festival. A lot of families that pull wagons and march and build their own floats. We've been up and down streets along the McGregor corridor where you see them in the driveway, building their floats and getting ready for this day. And the winners, of course, will get their opportunity to ride in next week's Saturday night's Grand Parade, Festival of Light.
And a lot of the people that started out doing strollers and floats and the like have gotten involved more and more in the Edison Festival.
One of those people is sitting right next to me, and that's Richard Johnston.
Oh.
RJ, did you march in this junior parade when you were a boy?
I did. They called it the Kiddie Parade. All the Cub Scouts used to march.
Isn't that something? And here he sits, a successful attorney here in Southwest Florida and a fellow Florida Gator. And we are thrilled with the Challenger baseball guys coming by, rooting for the Yankees. And as a Red Sox announcer, I can't say that makes me happy, but it is baseball, and I love me some baseball.
They had a lot of those Cardinals represent Twins.
Southwest Florida, of course, the home to a lot of great spring training baseball. In addition to the Red Sox, we have the Minnesota Twins that train right here in Fort Myers. And just up the road in Charlotte County, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays. And talk of teams all the time coming to Collier County, so we may eventually get a team in Naples just a bit south of us.
And now St. Francis Xavier Catholic School.
Right around the corner from us in downtown Fort Myers, feeder school to Bishop Faroe High School.
Got a big group here with strollers and everything.
Following that, the St. Francis Xavier Pack 55, speaking of Cub Scouts, RJ, there you go.
There we go.
This could be you eventually, kids.
Yeah, just careful out there. Make the right turns.
Next up, the longest running dance studio in Southwest Florida, the Grande Dame of Dance in Southwest Florida, and we miss her tremendously. It is Dance Boucher. You know Lynn, correct?
Why did we played pickleball this morning, Lynn and I? And
there you go.
Former
a great
councilman.
athlete, was an Olympian actually for Puerto Rico.
In bobsled and decathlon. There's his sister, Elise, right there.
There you go. This
Yes,
is such
Studio
a
Boucher.
this is such an old-time family event, and it's just got a great feel as they go by. The kids run earlier. Everybody comes down, the brothers and sisters and moms and dads that are out here for it.
In fact, there's Councilman Lynn Boucher right
That's it.
now.
Speaking of which, look at that.
Good to see you, Rich.
He gets the golf cart instead of having to march.
That's
not bad. His athletic days are obviously behind him.
No, and he played pickleball this morning, and he was a master at it.
There you go. He played you.
Yes,
So.
that explains everything. Pack 93, Cub
More
Scout
Scouts.
Pack 93.
Loyal, ready, chanting. Some of the parade staff members leading the next band. They are the Red Knight Band. That is North Fort Myers High School. And as they come into view, it gives us a chance to talk about our Grand Marshal in next Saturday's parade is also a graduate of North Fort Myers High School.
And that would be?
And currently a fullback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it is, of course, Tommy Bohannon. Tommy and his wife, Katie, will ride the parade next week. Tommy and his foundation do amazing work. They raise a lot of money for great causes. And Tommy, I hope, will be around this week to do some TV spots with me and some promotional work to talk about not just the parade, but also their foundation and what they do. So we look forward to having Tommy and Katie in the parade next week. And now we'll sit back and listen as the Red Knight Marching Band does their thing.
Big brass section here.
You know, I often think there would be a huge hole in the repertoire of high school bands around the country if the Kingsmen had never done Louie Louie.
What would they do?
I remember the Hollywood Hills High School Marching Spartan Band doing Louie Louie when I used to play alto sax.
That was before Electric Light, wasn't it?
I believe that was when it was a top 10 hit at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Stepping for us now. They're out of camera range, but we've got
Maybe a handheld.
we've got a bird's eye view, and coming up behind them, the Babcock School.
Got to be one of the newest schools in the county because
Babcock Ranch is a new, with all renewable energy. It is just an amazing development up there in Babcock Ranch. It's up near the Lee County, Charlotte County border. Have you been up there?
Have not yet. Up on Highway 31.
Place. Great restaurants, and just a very interesting tour if you go up there and take a look at it. Richard Johnston alongside Ted Fitzgeorge, and we are thrilled to be bringing you the junior parade of the 81st annual Edison Festival of Light in Southwest Florida, Sunshine Elementary, where bright futures begin, or
This is their
futures.
cheering squad, and for an old cheerleader like myself, I really enjoy seeing cheerleaders out there in the parade route.
Some of you watching may know that RJ was an actual cheerleader at the University of Florida.
That was 35 pounds ago,
For how
Ted.
many years were you Mr. Orange and Blue, getting the crowd pumped up before games in the swamp?
31 years, and it was a great time.
It was great in the stands watching. I've always wanted to do that. I know you want to come up and do my Red Sox gig.
It would have been a good
We
trade.
just couldn't convince people, the powers that be, that that was a good move on their part. So.
This is good.
I think they've practiced.
It's got a lot of sound. It's a lot of power.
They've practiced.
Raw
Nicely
energy.
done. Nicely done.
Well done.
Next up, the Sparkle Elite All-Stars. I believe we're going to see some more stepping.
I think dance.
Their coach is out there with them. I do it. Just call me coach. They know where the cameras are. Stop and dance. There you go.
And behind them, Midwest Cheer Elite.
Wow.
And they are ready to back handspring.
I'll tell you what, if you're watching the handspring girl, you'd be picking my behind up off the ground. And
I was a
taking
base.
Taking me over to the hospital.
I was a base, that's for sure.
Now, did you do that? Were you a gymnastics kind of a cheerleader?
No, I threw people around.
I know your mentor was. I know,
yes.
I know your mentor, because your mentor and I actually went to Florida together. And,
Winston Marler.
Winston Marler, and Winston he was Charlie back then.
Yes.
But Charlie was the first gymnast slash cheerleader at the University of Florida. He was the one that brought handsprings and flips and everything else back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He called me a dum-dum.
He got a dum-dum.
Very nice.
Troop 226, Girl Scouts.
Very nice. Look at this.
Brownies.
Look at that. Beautiful smiles. Having a good time. It's great to see families out here. I think there's some cookies in that wagon.
Looks like it's Girl
We're
Scout
always
cookie
happy
time.
for some cookies. We've got some dough.
Tagalongs.
Do you have a
Samosa.
favorite? I love Samoas.
I like Samoas too.
Thin mints are great too. I put them in the freezer and leave them there all year. Now here's somebody, look at that. Now this baby will grow up to be part of, and he's already been through the shot, royalty. Look at that. There's togas on mom and dad, and his first parade because looks to be under the age of 1. That's the White family. Next up, the Youngbloods. The princess brings the P to Edisonia. And notice they spell P, P-E-A. That's important.
Peas in the pod.
That's it. And then lots of love. That's C2. That's the
Kearns family. Hello, Kearns.
And they are followed Edisonia ahead.
Let's look at that. Could that be the amount? It is. No, it's the.
D2,
that's the young family.
Yeah, they've got us highlighted here. So if we work off of this, I think there are some folks that didn't show up. I'm not sure, but the Garcias should be up next. And there's his Royal Edisonia Railroad.
That is
Look
the
at that.
Garcia family. That's great.
They built these at home, and they are followed up.
And this is the wagon division. We
Best day ever. I let my hair down in Edisonia. That's D4. That is the Hartman family. Thank you, Hartman.
Very nice
Look
job.
At that. A
That's
beautiful
great.
little princess with a frying pan. That's great.
You goat male.
You goat male.
D5.
I'm a Capricorn. I can
Davis.
get into that. D5. That's the Wright Davis family.
Look at they got the goat on there.
Yep.
Live goat.
Next up, Hatsted Edisonia. This could be, is it capo or capo? Because if it's on a guitar, it would be
capo.
capo. If it's in the Mafia,
And
it
the-
would be capo.
And the Royals are here. That's the Royal Clans on
Dan
the last
Royal,
line.
another
Hey,
great
Dan, good to
athlete
see
right
you.
there. It's good to see Dan Royal. Dan was a great shot putter and discus thrower in his day. Next up, Estero High School, the Wildcat Marching Band, as we sit back and
Listen
relax
to 'em,
and
huh?
listen to the beautiful sounds of the Wildcats. South of us here in Fort Myers.
Let's
Next
go,
up,
Estero.
the bright beginning Cypress Lake United Methodist Church, and this is always a favorite of mine to watch because the dads get stuck pulling the wagons.
Yeah.
Check it out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 on each bar, so there's 8 dads that work their tails off.
And they're in their tuxedo best,
That's
the
it.
tuxedo
That's it.
T-shirts. That's good.
I like the top hat, and here come the wagons.
DB
And what do they have?
Circus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 between each of them, so they've got their work cut out for them as they pull. But bright beginnings.
I think the kids
year
got
after
candies
year
too.
after year. Look at that. There you go. Just a great addition to the parade. Go Gators.
Go
We like
Gators.
that.
Thanks for that hat.
Very nice. There's the moms and dads that don't have to pull the float.
Central United Methodist Church.
And we look down the street at Evangelical Christian School. Good to see everybody. I love this day. This is awesome.
Good to see you. ECS, founded in 1973. Reach higher. They fielded a decent band this year.
You know, we always appreciate the bands that come out this month for both this parade and our grand parade next week because it is not marching band season. Marching band season, of course, is during the fall semester in high schools because they march during football games and whatnot. And usually this time of year, it's just the pep bands that you see at different sporting events around the high schools in town.
That's the Sentinels of ECS.
Great turnout. There are still ECS folks behind the band marching.
Wow, they got a huge number.
Yes,
This is
do.
great. Go Sentinels.
And Batman. Be whoever you'd like to be, unless you can be Batman.
Or Spider-Man.
Always be Batman.
Spidey. Superman. There's a lot of superheroes in this
They
group.
are still marching from ECS.
We got the Strollers of Flyers. There's the Incredibles, Mr. Incredible. Right there. Green Lantern.
Look at the smiles on their faces too. That's just great.
This is what it's about, getting together, coming parade. American parades is American, you know.
Right. Next up, we are in the F section, so it's F1. This should be Shane Spring here. Shane and his, look at that. Shane's daughter has been in this parade since she was about this big, and now look at that. That's unbelievable.
Cycling the road to invention.
Shane and his dad, Fred, realtors here in Southwest Florida. Light up the scene, Mr. Edison. Now, the parade next Saturday night, in order to be in the parade, you must be lit. It is, of course, a celebration of Thomas Edison, who, the direct current founder, actually, of electricity. Or not
This is a team effort. The Newbert, Underhill, Younger, and Jolla families.
Look at the bubbles. You got to like a float with bubbles. And they are followed up by the Edison Sailing Center.
Big thing on West 1st Street.
Now I wonder, is there a chance that we see Pete D'Alessandro? I know Pete is involved in one of the sailing clubs here, but I don't see him. He may be out sailing. It is, again, just a beautiful day. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge.
There's Ross. Thank you, Ross.
I am sitting alongside my friend Richard Johnston, bringing you the parade as the Riverdale High School Raider Band comes marching by. Richard's wife, Tracy, a proud graduate of Riverdale High School. My sister, Alexandria, is the same.
Yep. Out east, a brand new high school in 1971. Not brand new anymore.
No, it's not.
No.
My sister actually lived in Lehigh, and there were no high schools in Lehigh at the time. There was only Lehigh Elementary, and if you lived in Lehigh until Riverdale came along, you went to high school in Alva, and then after Riverdale was built in '71, they went to Riverdale. So we'll listen to the Raider Marching Band. And next up, a very important part of the Southwest Florida community. This is the entry from the Golisano Children's Hospital of Southwest Florida with Project Search of Lee County. They've got a transport truck with 10 walkers.
Emergency neonatal care, which is, great. When Golisano came here, we had the first one between Miami and Tampa.
Before they built the Children's Hospital, right, between Miami and Tampa, that's where we had to go with their children when they had it, and now it's right here in Southwest Florida. And they do amazing work, and they are always a part of our festival here in Southwest Florida. Next up, the Lee County Junior Drill Teams. Seems to be a large contingent of drillers.
Huge. And I don't know, what is that in the front seat? I don't know.
Kind of alien.
Yeah, kind of alien.
Looks like me after a long Friday night in college. Is that Cool in the Gang?
It's Cool in the Gang, and they're rocking it. Here it goes. Had a little Animal House feel with it when Riverdale went by. They had played a little, music from Animal House, and marching band music.
Fantastic.
Great. Junior Drill Team, Lee County. Very well done. Thank you.
And here comes a vehicle from Ohio, a common sight here in Southwest Florida during this time of the year. He just found himself in the middle of the parade, apparently.
Took a wrong turn.
If you look now, this is going to be a favorite part of today's parade. These are the Whispering Pines Clydesdales. And right behind, and I love the change from the large to the small. Look at Bertrand's miniature horses right below. There's Miss Florida, loving it right behind the horse. Beefaroni, be careful. For you Seinfeld fans out there. And then the Bertrand miniature horses. Richard, were you ever down, Ocala, just south of Gainesville, is
horse country.
And there are farms there that all they do are raise these miniature horses. And in order to qualify as a miniature horse, they have to be no taller than 3 feet. If they're 3 feet tall or less, they qualify as miniature horses.
And this guy's got a good cur dog in the back, too. I like
Two of
that.
them. They are just beautiful. Look at that. We love the miniature horses, and we love that they're part of the parade. Thank you all for coming out. Quick little break in the action. We tell you this parade has been going on, we've decided, since 1946. So that would be 73 or 74 years that we've done this. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge. I have been a board member since, probably 1999 or so, 1998, over 20 years now. And Richard Johnston, who I brought on the board several years back, but who has been involved in the festival way longer than that. both as a marcher in the kiddie parade, as it was called back in his day.
That's right.
And then for years, he would park cars at our stadium show when I was the MC at the stadium show, and I always got a chance to see Richard on my way into the stadium. And over the years, we had people like Chubby Checker and David Clayton Thomas from Blood, Sweat, and Tears, different acts that we've had. And now we do the parade in the opposite
We
route.
flipped it around.
We'll talk about that a bit later on. This is the SS Edisonia of 2019, the Gates family. Oh, there you go. I love when they walk by and we know who they are. That's part of the beauty of this festival. That was Talia Gates, another noted real estate agent here in town. And we've done some deals together, so I love me some Talia. But Talia was a graduate of Bishop Furrow High School.
The great beard, too. He's working the beard. The beards
I love
are there.
The beard. The beard is awesome.
Captains of the future. Next coming down, sporting the Bucks license plate.
This may be, yes, trolling through Edisonia.
Greenberg, Eaton, Murnane, and Malloy.
So Don Malloy back there with a blue wig and his wife Tara.
More real estate professionals.
Don is, of course, and more real estate professionals and also a fellow board member. And I know his daughter Lucy. There's Lucy on the parade float. Ma, she told me, I love the hair, the pink hair. That's great. That's fantastic. Do you remember Troll Dolls?
Go Gators.
Yeah, go Gators. Do you remember Troll Dolls? Or
yes.
What we used to call Damn It Dolls with the hair?
With the hair that went.
That's what that was.
That's good. Looks like now with a marching band from Mariner High.
Mariner High School has provided us in the past with a Grand Marshal. Ernest Graham was our Grand Marshal one year.
The Silver Magic Marching Band.
Ernest Graham and Teddy Dupay, both proud graduates of Mariner High School and well-known athletic figures. Hey!
Rock and Roll number 2, another great rock
Gary
classic.
Glitter, I believe.
Gary Glitter.
Next up, the North Fort Myers Academy of the Arts Excellence in Academics and Arts, as it says on the banner. And they've got a float behind them.
That's a middle school level academy, correct? They are playing the strings.
You know, a lot of talent. In addition to the parades and the fairs that we do down here, yesterday was Day of Discovery and STEMtastic. We've teamed up with them, and that was a little further north here in Fort Myers, but it was a full-day event showing off the science, technology, engineering, mathematics skills of the students in Southwest Florida. And our future is in good hands. You hear the bad stories a lot, but when you see things like this and the people that are involved and the way folks are raising their children, you know that, as Mr. Edison would say, our future is bright.
Well, between STEMtastic and the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, you got to think good things are still happening for us. The Stars Complex, Dr. Ann Murphy Knight, watch us grow. Another drill team, they're fantastic. Not now.
Once again, that was the Stars Complex Major Ed dance team. Great job, great turnout. And next up, coming into view, Growing Room, Southwest Florida. Build it, grow it, know it. It's the Growing Room way. Richard and I can appreciate the color scheme of the next marching band that we've got coming in.
I certainly can, because you know what, it makes me think of me saying orange.
And me saying blue.
Blue.
It is the Cape Coral High School Seahawk Marching Band from across the river in Cape Coral, Florida. Always proud to march in the Edison Festival of Light Parade.
The
so
dance team.
Parade, and look who's coming around the corner. We don't want to give away a secret.
Dance
It's
team.
Awesome piece of equipment and a surprise riding on top. So stick around for that.
Dance team is sporting those special sunglasses too. I like them.
Their future is bright. They have to wear shades.
Shades.
Knights of March.
Knights of March vehicle. The 70s still exists.
This is why they get old people like us to do the parade. So when the bands go by, we recognize their songs.
Do you think they know?
I know we know. That's all that matters. Coming into view now, Smokey the Bear. Only you, Richard, can prevent forest fires.
I watch my butt, especially this time of year because
dry time. It is our dry season. We look for a little bit of rain wherever we can find it this time of year. We're certainly not finding it today. There's a Smokey in the front and a Smokey in the back. I like that.
Florida Forest Service does a great job.
Littleton Elementary Lariats and Lace Dancers. Watch this. This is always one of my favorites. They've got a huge float just coming into view. I like the pancake hat on the front there, or pizza.
It's got some Mario.
It's a pizza hat. We've got some Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi, and then the dancers. And you'll like this, RJ, because much like you probably went into cheerleading for it, there'll be like 4 boys on this float and
30
20
girls.
Yeah. So it's the best way I know to meet girls. Get on the float and learn how to tap dance.
So what you're saying is the boys on this float are really, really smart.
Very smart boys. They are the best. Always great to see them. Even the folks that are marching with them are dressed up in costume. It is super Edisonia. Always great to see them. Give them a little chomp, RJ. See what happens. There you go. And we have some more queens on the way in. This is the Miss Legacy U.S. pageants. Michael Braun of the Fort Myers News Press taking pictures and notes. Michael and Kinfei are both very, very big supporters of the festival and everything that we do. These are the queens from Miss Legacy U.S. pageants.
These are the pageant
very beautiful.
Professionals.
I
they
like the
know
boots. Yes, look at that. Here comes
three
3 more. And then on the back of the truck.
And you notice they have a practiced wave. They know how to parade wave.
They are ready for the next royal wedding. There's no doubt.
No doubt.
And next up, several units from the American Red Cross Disaster Relief, which unfortunately over the last several years we've had to use with the hurricanes that have gone through. No hurricanes today. 85 degrees, a beautiful breeze, sun shining. It is February 10th in Southwest Florida. If you're, like you said, up in Duluth and it's 40 below, you really need to get on a plane
Jump on down.
and come down.
Well, you know, the Red Cross does so much for veterans.
Disaster relief and yes.
All over the country.
And around the world. I suspect when things go wrong around the world, the American Red Cross, they know no borders. They jump and they go. So.
And like you said, the Kuwaiti people provided that vehicle for here in the States. Fantastic.
So here comes the next one. They get to get up on the, and this is great. This is great for people to see them when there isn't a disaster, to understand just exactly how important these folks are. They see them and think. They're doing the YMCA. They are the village people. That's right. Did you ever see the Village People in concert?
No, I missed out on that.
They were great. They play every now and again down at the casino down in Immokalee.
They got the Indian guy,
the
construction worker.
Guy. It was interesting. They did have their moment in the 70s, but they're still around. In some sort of formation anyway. I'm sure it's not the same guys, but
they got a retirement plan.
If you pay attention, that was probably their retirement plan. I believe. Well, now I probably shouldn't do politics here.
No, don't do politics.
Who they had playing the Indian these days, I wasn't sure. Maybe Pocahontas, I didn't know.
Here we have the Bulls of Harns Marsh Middle School, a magnet school for the arts and academics. Harns Marsh.
Do you remember we used to know every school in this town? Where is Harns Marsh? I don't know.
I thought that was in the Cape, but I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure either. I do know we saw a Florida State license plate go by a bit ago. Now we're seeing a Georgia Bulldog license plate go by. We need to get, our Gator staff cracking on this.
Maybe they're going to be at the end with the junior royalty already been by.
One of my favorite T-shirts is the one that says, "We can't all be Gators. Some of us have to sit on this. Some of you have to sit on the curb and clap as we go by."
So we see further down, not quite. They're just about in camera range now. Harns Marsh Dance Squad. They're delighting the crowd here in our review stand area.
Next up is a float from Salty Sam's down on Fort Myers Beach, Salty Sam's Pirate Cruise from Salty Sam's Waterfront Adventures. And they've outdone themselves this year. Look at this pirate ship coming down. Waterfront Adventures, courtesy of Salty Sam's. We need to go up to a Bucks game one time and sit in that pirate ship to watch the game.
That would be fun.
You know? I've been up there for a couple of Outback Bowls where the Gators played. I sat behind the Gator marching band one year, and I got to hold the tuba when the game was over. The tuba guy said, "You had to sit behind me the whole game. Why don't you, put this on and I'll grab some pictures." And I've got a picture of me dressed in my Gator gear, wrapped in a tuba. So there go the Pirates.
We missed the beads. We missed the beads.
I'll get you some later. How about beads for the TV guys? There you go. Thank you. Thank you. We got our beads.
We got
That's
our beads with their bones, beads of bones.
And we got to stay, well, fully dressed. So.
I think I shorted out my headset on the way by there.
Next up from Dunbar High School, this is the Marching Tiger Band. Dunbar, one of the original high schools in Lee County, went away for a while and came back, about 20 years ago, probably.
Well, in the midst of the desegregation effort where we had Dunbar South and Dunbar Central just seventh grades. Every seventh grader went to one of two schools.
One of those two. In
the midst of the changeover in the late 60s, early 70s. So we all have a bit of Dunbar, us mid-70s guys.
Right.
A bit of Dunbar in the soul.
And again, a big thanks to all of these high schools for putting their marching bands back together and bringing them out for the parades, despite the fact that it is not parade season. It is parade season. It's not marching band season.
I love it. They got the Eye of the Tiger banner, flag wave in there. Sorry, Eye of the Tiger.
Survival. The drum major's getting it done on camera. Very nice. Did you know Henry McLean at the University of Florida?
Yes.
I knew Henry as well. Henry and his roommate Simon, we lived on the same floor together with Winston and his roommate Steve.
He was tremendous gymnast too.
He was, and he was a great drum major at the University of Florida.
Looks like they've grown the size of the band some in the last 2 years.
Dunbar Tiger Marching Band, and they are followed by
Canterbury Cougars.
Canterbury High School on College Parkway in South Fort Myers. Private school, they turn out some great young folks, both young men and young women that go on to top-notch colleges around the country. They feed a lot of Ivy League schools out of Canterbury High School. They are the Canterbury Cougars.
Got a big crew.
And they are from pre-K right on through the senior year in high school. Enjoying the parade, marching through the streets of the River District, downtown Fort Myers.
They got Canterbury sunglasses, so we're hoping to get those up here. Here we go. Here we go. You got a Skittle? There we go. Good.
Perfect. We're getting
Appropriate
fat.
for me. I got nerds. Nerds. It's good.
I got Twizzlers. I'm not sure if either of them go with beer, but we're going to find out after the parade.
That's it. Well, beer's a vegetable drink.
That's true. Barley, hops.
Natural.
Yeah. Next up, we've got the Muttstrut float. Holly Marth, another board member who reached out to fellow board members, asked to please come out if we could and help build this float last minute. But she put on a great event yesterday. The Muttstrut was just fabulous. She did a great job of bringing in vendors from all over Southwest Florida. We had dog races. We had a dog show.
Derby of Light.
It was Holly Marth who did that, and she built this float in her backyard and brought all these good folks to be on it. Next up, the Bayshore Elementary School Cloggers. Also big-time participants in the parade, and you're not going to believe this float as it comes into view.
The whole thing shakes with the cloggers.
You can see it down the street because I think my handheld camera is out there. Once again, we thank our friends from Florida Southwestern University, their IT department. They're still the Buccaneers, I think.
And formerly Edison Junior and Edison Community College.
The Edison campus of Florida Southwestern University. And you're right, the entire float will shake. And look at the size of it. This is just beautiful. They do a great job every year.
Towering.
They are the Bay Shore Elementary School Cloggers.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric, baby, when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul.
And in tribute, now this is a great car because it's got some
NASCAR
good colors.
tribute, number 24, famously driven by the great Jeff Gordon for an awful lot of years. Chevy Impala, one of the advertisers on their LCEC, the People, Power, and Possibilities, our electric company for a great part of Southwest Florida,
Danny Gates Landscape.
along with FP&L.
It's Ida Baker Bulldogs. Ida Baker. Yeah.
Ida Baker High School, Cape Coral, I believe.
Yes. We do appreciate the sponsorship of LCEC, Suncoast Credit Union.
We have a lot of great sponsors. Budweiser, the Family Thrift Center, our good friend Deirdre, FP&L, the City of Fort Myers, of
Morgan
course.
and Morgan.
Millennial Brewing Company, Millennial Brewer. It's a microbrewery down here in the River District, and they've really jumped in feet first in the community.
Don't forget Panther Printing,
They
too.
do a great job. Calusa Tent and Rental, we couldn't do things without them.
Campo Feliz.
And Zambelli Fireworks, we've got a great fireworks show lined up for you next Saturday during our big Grand Parade celebration. That's next Saturday night. That'll be February 16th. It's always the third Saturday in February. We always count on nice weather, and this year it looks like the meteorologists around town have delivered. Next up, Richard.
We paid them extra money. That's right. They better. This is it. Following Mr. Edison's footsteps.
This is Georgetown's Furniture Heroes from the Family Thrift Center.
Also a major sponsor.
We love that.
Family
They've got
Thrift Center.
firemen on the float. Everybody wants to ride the float. That's just fantastic.
This is
Somebody loves me. I
exactly.
think that's great.
That's good. Always.
I think that's great. That was $20 well spent.
Did you throw the money at that one? That was Karen, right?
Yes.
Former president.
She probably is wearing a pair of boots just to make me happy because they always do. That was, of course, Karen Ryan from LCEC. Karen is she helps me. I mean, I help Karen is what it is. But Karen is a great promoter of all things Edison. Next up, the Disney Newsies. It's Broadway's smash hit musical. This should be fun. Remember Newsies, the show and the movie?
No.
It's a great show. Broadway's smash hit musical, the Newsies. They'll stop and they'll dance.
We just missed the dance.
They'll wave at the camera. And next up,
It was tremendous. Florida Rep. Looks like.
Florida Rep is right here downtown. If you get a chance, they do great shows, and they also have a great educational system here where they train and teach all things theater to young folks. And I mean behind the scenes, on stage, music, acting, dancing, stage work, sound.
And that's Ride Nature, and I'm not sure what the Ride Nature is, but it looks like people on great skateboards having a great time. That's what it looks like to me.
We've got one more small break while I tell you one more time. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge. I am proud to be sitting alongside my friend Richard Johnston. Richard, you had some large shoes to fill because our friend Miguel Fernandez III has been my partner for the last several years here. And sadly, Miguel left us last April. He passed away after a 3-year battle with cancer.
The brethren at the bar, and
he
a
is
great man.
Truly missed. He was legendary in the legal community here in Southwest Florida, and just a heart the size of those Clydesdales that went by earlier. And we miss Miguel every day of the year, but more so than ever this time of year. So Miguel, And Miguel's family, I know, very proud of him, and we are thinking of you and praying for your soul. And we miss
Thank you,
having you
brother.
here, buddy. So, hermano, ten cuidado. Be good.
Well, I need a little more bolster here, Ted. Tooth Fairy,
Drifting through Edisonia.
Lee Dental Care.
We thank them for being a part of the parade. Look at that. They're out of my mouth and into the parade. You gotta love this. And here come the parade marshals and all of the folks that helped get it together, including Cindy Shirkus and some other folks in the golf carts. And that's going to do it.
That's
That
it?
is our junior parade. We wrap it up with a couple of nice police cars from the Fort Myers Police Department. And towards the back, John McGee has already gotten off his float and gone back to work. So we're very happy to have everybody on board. It was just a spectacular parade.
A great
just
day and a
beautiful day.
great time for kids.
We want to thank you for joining us, and once again we want to thank Florida Southwestern, the IT
State
department.
College.
Yes, it's Florida Southwestern State College here in Fort Myers, and the IT department has handled all of the live streaming. Our friend Bo Young and his crew, they've done a great job. And I think Bo is back, and he's got
Bo's
us
back
on
there right
camera,
there,
so
so
we'll
it's
go
good to
ahead.
see ya.
And I will tell you one more time as we wrap this up that our grand parade is next Saturday. That's Saturday the 16th. We've got lots of things going on for that. We've got crafts on the river. We've got a classic car show next Sunday the 17th. Of course, the grand parade with
And
our grand.
don't miss tomorrow's Mr. Edison's birthday party at the Edison Ford
There's the
Estates.
Gill family. Look at that's Maxwell and Mike and Zach, Judge
Three
Gill.
generations.
But we also have Crafts on the River. We've got the classic car show. We've got the grand parade next Saturday night. There's still people going by waving at us, so that's
We're
why we're
pointing
not
to
really
everybody.
seemingly paying attention. But we've also got our Grand Marshal next week is Tommy Bohannon, graduate of North Fort Myers High School and a fullback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he runs a great foundation. His foundation raises a lot of money for a lot of great causes. We'll talk about that during the week. His wife Katie will be with him. We also have an honorary Grand Marshal, and she is Claire Sadler from Bishop Verot High School. Some of you may remember her. She was the winner of the Jeopardy Teen Tournament earlier this year. So as we wrap up, we're ready to go inside for the Junior King and Queen coronation. Our day is not done here yet. But I would like to thank my friend, Richard Johnston.
And thank you,
RJ,
Ted.
for
Ted
jumping in and being a part of this. My name is Ted Fitzgeorge. It is the Edison Festival of Light Junior Parade, all part of the 81st Annual Edison Festival of Light. There we go. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time
week.
right here in Southwest Florida.
Bye.